What's up, Anchor family? How y'all doing, man? This your host of Seeking Others Podcast. It's the Marcus, man. I hope y'all have an amazing day. And I told y'all, man, I was coming back with this guest, man. My brother from another mother, man. Like, all the way from the Shy, man. AJ, like, we gonna discuss. We're gonna have a real talk on walking in purpose, man. You wanna introduce yourself, bro? What's up, man?
Absolutely. What's good, brother? How you doing?
Hey, I'm great, man. How you doing?
Great. Blessed to be here. As you know, the host said, how y'all doing, Anchor family? I'm AJ. Happy to be here. Blessed to be here. Appreciate the opportunity. Come on here and, share some thoughts, share some opinions. And looking to have a good time, good conversation with you, boss.
Me too. So, before we get in this, it's, this title, Real Talk Walking in Purpose, I'm going to go, my purpose to me is passion, but I'm going to read what it say in the dictionary. The reason for which something is done or for which something exists. Okay. The reason for which something is done or for which something exists. Okay. Me personally, if you exist, if you wake up, you got a purpose. And I say this, whatever your passion is, like I'm an author. That's my passion. That's my purpose. To spread my story. I'm a podcast. That's my passion. To spread my voice, to reach people across the nations, like across the masses. Like, I'm the hope that, anything you got to add, AJ?
Webster is Webster. So we're gonna let Webster be Webster. I think kind of feeding back off that is, like you said, when you wake up, if you wake up, you have a purpose. I guess my first thing would be, you have to understand what your purpose is.
Exactly.
You have to. That's first. We can talk about this. We can go left. We can go right. But first things first. Whether it's whatever it is, you have to find that first. And that process alone, I personally think, is a journey in itself. It's not just, this is what I want to do. Nah, it's some trial, it's some error, it's some understanding in just the journey of answering that question first of what is my purpose. Not my kids, not my wife, not my significant other, not my mama, not my daddy, not my cousin. What is my purpose as I breathe, walk, shit, talk, all this other stuff on this earth. So that would be my first thing, is we have to understand and find what our purpose is and understand what our, truth in that purpose is.
Oh, that's good. You heard what the man AJ said. You got to know your purpose. And to know your purpose, you got to know yourself. That's why you got to work on yourself spiritually. When you get yourself together spiritually, you will be aligned. It don't matter who you serve, like who you call on. Belong to a line, you're going to know your purpose, because your purpose is actually already inside you. So if you know yourself, you're going to know what's inside of you. So you just got to really focus and work on yourself daily. To know your purpose, it's like you got to work on yourself daily, because you got to figure this out. And if you got a hasty spirit, you always on the go. You can't really sit down and figure out what your purpose is. And that's why you hear the term, people say, the jack of all trades. I don't really agree with that, but some people are the jack of all trades. And some people can handle a lot of things, but some people be the jack of all trades of nothing. So you really got to know your purpose, you really got to know yourself. Anything you got to add?
And understanding that for you, bro, your journey and finding that purpose is different than me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? From the next person to the next person. So I personally feel that we have to stop comparing and contrasting what you got going on compared to what I got going on.
I agree, bro.
Like I'm not talking about not helping the next person. I'm not talking about not looking at the next person to see what they benefit, how they can benefit you. No, I'm not talking about different points in the game. What I'm talking about is not comparing on the most basic level what that person is going through, trying to find their purpose, in relation to what you're going through, trying to find your purpose. It has to be one of the most selfish and self-centered things from inception, so that you can understand what pathways and what way you need to be driving down the road as in comparison to you looking at this person over here going down this road. Now you going down the side road instead of where you're supposed to be at. So we really got to dive deep into the basic foundation of, you know, you got to kind of be selfish in that sense. Remember, I said it's not about your kids, your family. It's not about none of that.
It's not.
It's solely about you when you're finding what your purpose is. Now, for me, and you know, I that process is a continuing, ongoing process.
Yes.
And the good thing I can say is I've actually found, you know, what my purpose is.
It's good.
As it relates to my career. And you know, that's in the maintenance field, and that's developing those type of skills in that department. So, you know, my purpose in life, I've kind of already, you know, been on that journey and figured that journey out, which actually helped me learn my purpose of my career. So it's going to help each other. It's going to step up. It's going to multiply. But you got to start with the basics of knowing yourself. And you know what your breath smell like in the morning. You know what you look like in the morning. So know what your purpose is by knowing yourself.
Knowing yourself. Knowing yourself. It's just like, I'm picking back up what you said. Like we had the discussion, like you can't compare your path or your journey to somebody else. They're just like, we had the discussion, we go on the balcony. We might be looking at we in the same area, on the same balcony, in the same place, but you might be looking at the tree. I might be looking at the window or something. We in the see our purpose. It align up, but it don't. That's why you can't compare yourself to you can't compare your self to everybody else. You gotta really know yourself, and to know yourself, you really gotta. Sometimes it's not selfish to isolate yourself, to work on yourself, to know yourself. Like my passion, like I said, I work a 9 to 5. I'm passionate about what I do. Everything I do, I'm passionate about it. So I feel like some people can have many purposes. Like it all depends on. And I went back to I go back to the jack of all trade, but my passion is, I know, excuse me, my purpose is, I know I'm the voice of the people. I'm the hope devil. So I know my purpose is to speak to the masses, whether it's through the podcast, whether it's through me doing books, whether it's the movie, I'm trying to really get that in play. Well, it's what, but my voice, I'm the voice of the people. So my purpose is my passion, which is inspiring others before I expire. I like to encourage others. No matter what you're going through, no matter how the situation is, I know my purpose is to encourage you. That's why I do this.
So let me ask you, when you was on your journey and trying to figure out what your purpose was, what was some of the things and some of the general scope things that you noticed that were difficult in that when you realized that they were difficult, or let me say, you realized that you had to get past those things. They were roadblocking you.
Okay, I got you. Like, I would really say people. Like, people, places, things. Like, if you really want to focus on your purpose, your passion, if you really want to, you gotta cut certain people off. You gotta relocate from certain places. And certain things you gotta stop doing. Like, you gotta level up. And to level up, you gotta level up in your mind. So I would say a few of my roadblocks, go back to that, was like, I would say people pleasing, trying to be a people pleaser, trying to make sure they cool, but neglecting myself, and motherfuckers not giving a fuck about how I feel. Let's keep it real. So just really got to really distance myself. Really, like, damn, it was always the bad energy I had around me. Always the motherfuckers that I thought was for me that were really for me. And I love my family, but I speak on my family, and all the motherfuckers have been around me. You know, I always kept it 100, no matter what I went through. So I really had to just, like I said, my biggest roadblock was being a people pleaser. So I had to, once I really got rid of the people pleasing, I just knew what my passion was. And I just really got to finding myself, figuring myself out spiritually, meditating, really knowing yourself. With like people say, yeah, I know myself, but do you really know yourself? Forget what we've been programmed to, because we programmed the first 7 years of our life about going to school. We had this discussion. Get a job, get a secure job, go to college. 9 times out of 10, you were not going to get a job in that field. But I'm not throwing no shots at people. I'm not definitely throwing no shots of people who go to school, got degrees. I'm not throwing no shots. Let's don't get it twisted. That just wasn't for me. My passion was, and purpose was to distance myself, isolate myself, get on the hermit mode, and really figure out who I am. And like I said, my purpose, my passion, is to encourage others, inspire others all around the world, no matter where you at, no matter what you're going through. If you're in the trenches, if you're sleeping in a ditch, if you're sleeping in a car, like if you're sleeping on a roof, if you're sleeping in a tent, I just want to let you know, you're going to make it, you got it. Stay strong and stay focused. You got to add anything, brother AJ?
So, absolutely, we're just chopping it up, discussing the simple things. But so I, to answer my own question, in a sense, to answer my own question.
It's good, bro. Okay.
But I definitely would say me. I was the roadblock in finding my purpose when I was on my journey, as a 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'd say at 25, yeah, it stopped. So you got about, 7 years, on that journey of trying to find, who the fuck AJ was, and what I wanted to do. And, I said initially, and I still stand by all means, is, in the basis of finding your purpose, be selfish, because you need to understand what it is.
It's being selfish is not selfish. Keep going, brother.
Exactly. I think I took that concept and I ran with it, took it to the moon, went to Saturn, went out to Pluto, you know what I mean, and still didn't come back for a while. So, I was my own roadblock. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I can sit back and be like, yeah, it was, toxic people. It was this, it was that. You get what I'm saying? But if you ask me what my purpose is, I'm gonna say being truthful and expressing that truthful energy and black and white energy to the world. You get what I'm saying?
I got you, bro.
It's kind of a, I learned, like, whatever I do in my career, whatever I do in my fun time, whatever I do in, my personal life, I want to be black and white. I want to be, this is me. This is what I look like. This is what I act like. Right. I want to be real in that sense. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm expressing at the moment. Now, whether you understand it or not, that's neither here nor there. But I have enough. I care enough to at least put the opportunity out there to try to explain myself.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not even I guess. I know that's my purpose because of what I do in my career. You get what I'm saying? And how I conduct myself. What I do in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We've had conversations and just, I try to keep it, this is it, being authentic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
it's my brother right here, y'all. Like, man.
So with that, before I got to the point where I'm at now, I definitely was my own roadblock because I was overly selfish. I really only gave a fuck about myself. You get what I'm saying? I can sit here and be like, yeah, I care, but at the end of the day, it was, okay, how is this benefiting me? You get what I'm saying? Even if I was hurting inside, you get what I'm saying? Instead of expressing that like I will now, or even if I was happy inside, instead of expressing that like I will now, I would play another card. I would do what was not. That's not going to be the most beneficial. And sometimes it was cutthroat. Sometimes it was insensitive. Sometimes it was overly sensitive. So, you know, I couldn't do that no more. I couldn't rock like that no more. So that was my roadblock, was myself. And when I got myself out my own way, you know, shit started to change. Shit started to click. You get what I'm saying? It started to make more sense. And then I could restart my journey on finding my purpose and do it the correct way.
Did you figure out who you was?
Bruh, to be able to sit back and take that journey that was 7 years, you get what I'm saying, and turn it into, you know, 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I stepped away. Anybody who knows me knows that I've done stuff with, you know, my fraternity. Shout out to Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Roots of the Bros, Killer Chi Sigma chapter. But as I was saying, like, you know, fraternity stuff, you know, other things, just being active, and, you know, I stepped away, and, you know, I had 2 years of, you know, appreciate that, big dog. This, that, and the other, and then, you know. Now I'm in the, you know, great state of Texas, so it's like, yo, born in the city, you know, raised in the Midwest, you know, now I'm down in Texas doing, you know, big things. So, you know, I'm still on the journey. So
you know what's crazy? Like, me and AJ, we both from Illinois, different parts, and now we both in Texas. Like, that's not a coincidence. Like, cool brother, like. We work at the same job, like, cool and cat, like, he real humble, man, like, what dude know his purpose, man, like, he know his passion, like, I rock with bro, like, straight up, like, but I'm gonna say this, we're gonna close it, but I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna leave you with this. Nah, we're not gonna close it yet, but I'm gonna say this, man, like, you gotta figure out your purpose, man. Sometimes, like, please figure out your purpose. It's a new year, man. Figure out your purpose. Like I said, you gotta seclude yourself, man. You gotta, like, distance yourself, like, cause you don't want to keep living in the insanity lifestyle. You don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over, trying to get different result. That's insane. Come on now, you gotta figure out what you really want to do out here. You gotta grind.
My second point, and I really chop it up at that, is we can go into, you know, hours and hours of talking about, you know, what you should do. You know, I'm gonna suggest you do a part 2, big dog.
Yeah, that's
you
good.
know, because you know, definitely diving in deeper. But we gotta remember the flip side and the inside, if nothing else. You cannot living in your purpose, having the truth in your purpose, whatever you want to call it. You cannot, when you're expressing that, be very, what's the word I want to look for? You can't be, I don't want to say oppressive with it, but you can't try to succumb and pull people into your purpose. Yeah. Like, you can express yourself, but you can't be out here trying to convert people over to the to the AJ purpose, and this is the truth. Like, just because it is your truth, that does not make it anybody else's. Just because
I like that.
You believe it does not make it anybody else's. And you have to remember that there's a difference between expressing and trying to convert somebody to what's going on.
I like how you
and
said that.
I think that's why a lot of people have an issue in the world, and when people get to talking about living in your purpose and truth in your purpose, is the fact that people feel offended when somebody's talking about their purpose. Yeah. People feel like they're trying to, hey, I need you to come to church on a Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday, Tuesday for every Bible study, every church meeting, all that. No. Expressing it, giving it to people who want to hear it, and trying to change it are two different things. So that's my second fact on, you know, my point as it relates to purposes. Finding it being selfish from the get-go, but understanding, you know, what that does in the further end, and then on the back end, you can't be trying to convert people over to what your truth is.
I definitely agree on the point with about converting, because like I said, my background was Christianity. Came from there, been there, done that, and I'm on a spiritual journey. Everybody know. I'm not gonna mention it, but everybody know what I follow now, and I don't. Number one, I don't debate about my truth. I don't like to convert whether you agree or do agree with. I never try to push what I believe towards nobody, because I'm happy. Because I found my purpose and my passion. I just want you to be happy. So I would never try to push nothing I follow, nothing I pray, no, nothing I pray to. That's why I say nothing I pray. No, I would not do that. But that's a good point AJ made from a, I won't say a religion standpoint, but I would just say a real talk or a truthful standpoint. Like, this has been an amazing discussion, man. Like, we definitely got to do a part 2, because we can go on and on and on about your purpose, your passion, walking in your purpose. And sometimes it comes like when you really walking in your purpose, sometimes, like I said, it's going to be alone. Sometimes walking in your purpose on this journey, it takes you being alone sometimes. But in being alone, that's when you discover your best self. You discover you, like, you feel that fire in the inside, that dog, like, that's when you ready to take on the world. So, me personally, I've been secluding myself a lot, only making the necessary moves and really secluding myself and really figuring out what I like to do. And like I said, I know I'm becoming the voice of the people. That's why I do this shit, because man, I just want to continue to inspire, man. Encourage you, and you can encourage others. Like, so, I guess you gotta add, AJ.
Oh no, I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate the opportunity. Come on and talk to your wonderful peoples and spread my opinion. Like I said, very very humbling opportunity. Much love, and everybody tune in and make sure y'all keep listening and getting that knowledge, from your boy, man. Like, spread the word, if you listening for more than 30 seconds, then, spread the word to the next person.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate them kind words, bro. Much love, bro. Yeah, you know who it is. I'm out, man. Y'all be safe out there, man. Thank y'all for always listening, man, tuning in. Peace and blessings, man. And y'all be safe.